Hello artists! Today we are going to learn how to draw a city skyline. The materials you will need is a piece of thick paper, your paint set, pencil, a bowl of water, a tissue, and a marker or crayon to outline your work. Okay, let's start with a piece of paper that is oriented as a landscape and a pencil. We're going to start by outlining the city skyline of Chicago. The basic shape you're going to use for your buildings is a rectangle. You're going to want to use a variety of sizes of rectangles since all the buildings in Chicago are many different sizes. Next, I added in the bean, a famous sculpture in Millennium Park. I started with a rainbow shape, and then both sides are curved in, and there's another smaller rainbow shape underneath the bigger one. Next, I added in the Willis Tower by doing a tall rectangle, a smaller rectangle on top of it with two straight lines for the antenna on top. You can add in as many more buildings as will fit. You can use rectangles, or you can use a pentagon shape with a pointy top. You can also use a diamond shape. And then I did 3 straight lines coming down from the bottom 3 corners. My last famous landmark was the Ferris wheel from Navy Pier. I started with a circle. I did a smaller circle or dot in the middle, 2 lines coming down for the base, a few straight lines going towards the edge of the circle, and then I ended each line with a teeny tiny square. That's the part that you ride in. Next, you're going to outline your building lines with a dark colored marker or crayon along the outside edges of it. I also added a few more details to my drawing as I outlined it, such as a few more antennas. And the building all the way on the left, I wanted it to make it look more like the John Hancock building, so I added a trapezoid on top and then 3 X's going down it. Now we're going to paint inside of the buildings using the wet on wet watercolor painting method. So first you're going to take just water on your paintbrush and paint the inside of the building with clear water. Next, you'll want to get a lot of paint on your paintbrush, and then you're going to start dropping in the color. The color will spread out and blend together on its own without much work from you, since your paper is already wet. If you want to mix in a second color, like I am with the blue and green, make sure to wash off your paintbrush first in water and then drop in the second color near your first color. You can take some more water and push the colors together. At the bottom, I wet my paintbrush with just water and made a little pool of water at the bottom to make it look like a mirror image against Lake Michigan. Watch again. First, I paint the building with just clear water, and now I take a lot of purple and I start dropping the purple inside the building. I also added a little bit of black for shadows. Finally, I washed off my paintbrush and added a little bit of blue to blend the 3 colors together. When I was finished, I took a little bit of just water and I made a little puddle of water below the building to give it that watery mirror look again. Now I'm going to paint the bean. Notice first I'm painting it with just clear water, and now I am adding a little bit of gray, which is just a little bit of light black, and some blue blended together to give it that mirror, cool, metallic look. You can work in any order of your buildings, it doesn't matter which one you go to next. But each time you're going to want to paint the building first with just water, then getting a lot of paint on the bristles of your paintbrush, drop in that color and kind of move it around and let it move on its own as well. For this building, I used a lot of warm colors mixed together. Notice I always wash off my paintbrush first, then I get another warm color and mix it in. When mixing colors, you're going to want to use colors that are near each other on your paint palette to mix together. Those ones will look the best when blended. So I painted my next building with just water, and now I'm going to mix together some green, wash up my paintbrush, and then I will add some yellow. I really like how the green and yellow mix look together in this building. It truly gives the look of tie-dye. Ferris wheel I painted inside the circle. First just water, then red, and then orange mixed together to give a red-orange look. I also like how the red-violet looks when mixed together, red and purple, on this tall pointy building. Again, I just blend out the bottom back and forth using a lot of watered down color. Next, the Willis Tower, which used to be called the Sears Tower, is one of the most recognizable buildings in Chicago. So I'm going to use some of my favorite colors to mix together on this. I wanted to use blue that will stand out, a little bit of purple along the edges to give that indigo look on the Willis Tower. Finally, for my last building, I used one of my favorite mixes, blue and green, to make a turquoise. I really liked how the white sky looked against the colorful buildings, so you could leave the sky white if you want to. I'll also show you another method if you wanted to paint your sky. You can again use the wet on wet painting method with watercolors to do the sky. So first, you're going to go ahead and wet the sky with just water, and then add in whatever color you want it to be. You may want to use warm colors for a sunset. You may want to use dark colors for nighttime. I wanted to use just a light amount of purple, blue, and black in the sky to make it look like nightfall was coming. But at the same time, it wasn't too dark where it doesn't draw your eye away from the buildings. The buildings are still the main focus, not the sky, but I did want to add a few bits of color to the clouds above. And that's how it looked when I was finished with the sky. I really liked how it turned out and I had tons of fun. It's one of my favorite projects to do, so I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. I can't wait to see how they turn out.